report by PwC expects the adoption of AI in Africa to expand the continent's economy by about $1.5 trillion by 2030 if Africa can capture 10% of the fast-growing AI market. With a few African countries already dominating the AI market, what are the prospects and trends to keep tabs on? Esigie Aguele, he's the CEO of Verify Me Nigeria. He joins me now for this conversation. It's a pleasure to have you on the program today. Maybe we should start with that forecast by that, of course, articulated in that recent report. What are your thoughts on the potential economic benefits of the adoption of AI in Africa?
Yeah, so the potential is huge. And one of the cool things about where we are positioned in Africa, and particularly Nigeria, is that we're at the cusp of an emerging economy as it relates to really powering open finance and open banking. And with the advent of AI and and all that it has to offer, the explosion of predictive analytics products that are really AI powered, those products are really going to power financial markets in terms of enabling people to get more loans because you now have analytics on individuals. If you just look at that sector alone of what AI can do, you're looking at potentially powering a market that's about with a gap of about $120 billion that's available for lending that AI can power. So this is true. There's also the advent of augmented AI as well, where we can use AI to automate processes and businesses, what data scientists would essentially normally do, and speed up a lot of learnings in our industry.
Right.
So there's so many areas AI can help us. And then on the engineering side, if you look at AI in terms of the KYC and identity space, powering OCR, and which is the ability to read identity cards, and also powering facial recognition for compliance in remote services. This is very true, that the opportunity is immense.
And of course, that is the technology that Verify Me is involved in. But before we get into the details of that, just want to hear more about your thoughts about how we can really galvanize the potential of AI on the continent. Obviously, there's an ecosystem when we talk about the digital economy, but what do you think needs to happen for us to really get going in terms of really getting the benefits of AI?
Well, I think it's happening. There are a lot of very innovative organizations who are beginning to use AI. I would say probably more funding and focusing on companies that are using AI to solve problems in Africa. Particularly, with government partnerships and governments, setting up, potential for funds as well, and or funds of funds that focus on specific AI growth, because that AI knowledge is one going to power so many sectors in finance and in for us, but it's also going to help increase our knowledge base to build so many other products and even be a power in engineering across. So it's what I would say is more support, more collaboration, but mostly everything starts with getting more funding to use AI to solve problems in our community.
And of course, it is intelligence driven by data, but sometimes it can appear scary in terms of what it can do. But beyond that, I think there are concerns about its implications for employment and so forth. So I wanted maybe you can take a stab at that. What should we be most concerned about, or are these concerns valid? How do you read that?
Yeah, so there are valid ethical concerns with AI, but I wouldn't put them particularly in this category. One of the concerns with AI, for example, that could be valid or a moral one, is in the future when people are using AI maybe for augmentation, self-augmentation in terms of knowledge and intelligence, and people have access to it. But really, coming back, to earth in this area for us, I don't really see it that way. We have about a 45% unemployment rate, and if you really look already, and if you look at the category of employment really where we need to have people. They are not really competing yet in the AI space, right? So I don't see the risk there. In fact, what AI can do for us in Africa is only grow our intelligence, because what we know is we're very smart. As Nigerian developers and engineers are, supporting so many, large companies all over the world, global companies. When we get in this space, we will be able to compete. So it will really only grow and add to us. I don't see it as a loss. Potentially in other economies, it could be an issue for them. But for us, it's really an addition. We can really focus on AI, and then really focus on the sector that is really unemployed and what is needed for that community or that sector to move forward as well.
Right,
And both can happen in parallel.
if you can give me a short answer to this, it's obviously election season in Nigeria. Can you just speak to how AI can help to transform that process in the near future?
Oh, wow. You know, well, what AI can do is help with the predictive analysis. If they're doing any polling, elections normally is about processes, and doing your best to follow those processes. But yeah, I mean, I can't say particularly how AI can do it, because it's really about an individual's identity, stamping their vote.
Right.
And so yeah, for us, but so technology definitely can help, but AI can help with predictive analytics around it, but not necessarily for the voting side.
Oh, no, of course, no doubt. We don't want the AI to do the voting, but I was thinking more so in terms of increasing the integrity of the process. I'm sure AI can certainly contribute there. But let's leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us today. Esigie Aguele is the CEO of Verify Me Nigeria.